That's the first thing you're gonna grab when Daniel Jones start running it up on them tonight.
He's talking
Hey,
crazy. Hey, fellas, we are
He-
now live. I believe this is episode 10, Josh, 10 or 11. We got some very special guests. My frat brother, Law Dog, Larry out there in Houston. Got my dog Kosi out there in Miami, holding it down for the weather people. So and then Josh is always here with his I don't know where he's getting all this Miami gear. I swear this guy has a different shirt, hat, um, every single episode. And Larry always has those fucking goddamn hats on and shades for
Is that
Colorado.
a Shiloh tee?
Yes, it is.
Oh my god! Shit.
Win the game.
Shiloh got merch. Is he coming back this week or something?
I hope not.
Shiloh,
Shiloh got merch. This is insane shit.
Travis Hunter tee. I've seen a Shador. I have not seen a Shiloh. He's like
I'm not
20.
gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Shiloh is my favorite out of all the brothers.
No, sir.
Really?
He's my favorite.
We're gonna have to talk about that later.
He's also the worst.
Worst.
We're gonna have to talk. He does have a personality. When I watch the YouTube videos, that's a little funny. Out of the two, he seems like he's more outgoing.
Before we get started, who is Shiloh comparable to in the NFL? Because he can't cover. So who can hit? Is he the one person?
Donovan Wilson. We about to watch it right now.
Either Jamal Adams or Keanu Neal.
Bro, so
He's a
I was
linebacker.
going Jamal Adams and I was going Bob Sanders towards the back end of his career.
I like Keanu Neal.
Keanu Neal can't cover worth a damn.
He can't. He came to Dallas, bro. I was like, oh my god.
I was gonna say he kind of reminds me of Carl Joseph a little bit.
Carl Joseph was solid though.
Yeah.
Is Shiloh going to be solid?
Well,
Isn't he? Okay, I know you're talking about. Yeah.
I mean, and he might be
From
solid.
West Virginia.
Charlotte, Ship ain't got no faith in the young Shiloh. He might. I told Ship he gonna be on our roster. He gonna be a Cowboy. Can't wait.
And the reason why I say Carl Joseph is because he's gonna be small for a safety.
But Larry, I've seen him catch a pick six and almost get ran down. That last year against Colorado, that was bad, bro.
Okay.
If he want to look back,
he would have scored.
He was trying to celebrate. Hey, but no, he is kind of slow. But like, look, let's think about it though.
Yeah.
When you play Madden, who are the most annoyingly slow players on Madden? The safeties.
Yeah. He's gonna, as long as he run like a sub 4.5, he's good.
He gonna have an 86, 87. He gonna have an 87, 88 speed like everybody else.
All right. So just a little bit, we went over some games last week. We went over the majority of the games that we were on last week, but now the weather is going to be affecting a lot of the games. So I called my boy Nikosi up because this is what he specializes in. This is not your iPhone weather. This is not weather.com. He's telling you exactly what's going to happen during the game, the time. So we got a couple games that are going to get affected by that. Also, Coach, what are you studying in Miami?
My undergrad degree was in meteorology from Charlotte, but I'm studying climate policy at UM now.
Okay, so everybody, it sounds smart and it sounds hard. So it sounds like he knows what he's talking about. All right,
a little bit.
A little bit is. If you want to go on his page, Weather Coast, he's always giving updates. Throw away your iPhone apps, your Weather Channel apps, and follow Coast. Anytime there's a major storm or you got some type of questions about how the weekend is going to be, go to his page. He's going to give you some real information. Not your iPhone app that's going to say 30% chance of rain and 112 degrees. All right, so the first game that we're going to go over is y'all's game. Miami versus VTech. So, Coach, what is the weather going to be like for that game? Is it going to affect the game majorly? Is it not going to rain at all? What's going to be that game?
And that's in Blacksburg, right?
No, it's in Miami.
Oh, it's in Miami.
Yeah.
I don't really think we have to worry about the storm as far as the weather in Miami. It's going to be typical Miami conditions, maybe a storm here or there. But as far as like the hurricane goes, no.
So is it? So it's not going to be any. Is the field going to be dry? Is it going to be wet? Like anything that would slow down Miami and winning this game and putting Bell to ass. Like, is there any weather conditions that will slow Miami down?
And they're playing on Saturday?
Yes. No.
Friday, tomorrow night at 8:00.
Tomorrow night. Okay. The field might be a little wet. The field might be a little wet because it's been raining on and off today, and there's a good chance we could see some rain throughout the day tomorrow. So it could be a little wet, but it ain't gonna be a washout.
So would that, in your best opinion, is that going to affect Miami's play or VTech's play, or it's going to be a game on regular football? How, if it was 110 degrees out in dry field, is it going to affect anything?
I mean, we're also talking about a grass field too, right? So it ain't turf, you know. So when the field's wet like that, I mean, maybe the Miami players may be more suited to play on a field like that, knowing they can make them sharp cuts and stuff like that, and they may have the equipment to do so. But Virginia Tech, on the other hand, I don't know. You know, they playing in the mountains for us. They don't know nothing about that humidity and that wet field at all times.
Yeah. So I put up some numbers. So Miami is averaging. So Larry, I know you're a math guy, so I got it right here. Miami is averaging 6.7 TDs a game. I think that averages about like 46 points a game. They're number 2 in the country in offensive touchdowns. VTech is number 58 in the country. They're averaging 3.3. So just for consistency purposes, let's say 6.7 rounds up to 7. So 7 times 7 is 49. VTech only 3.3. Let's round that down to 3. That's 21. So 49 to 21. Do you guys, just based on pure numbers, think Miami gets 49 and VTech gets 21?
Based on pure numbers, Cam Ward lighting it up. I haven't seen anybody really, slow them down a whole bunch. So I think they're going to get their numbers for sure on Miami.
So the over-under total for them is 35 points. Do you think they cover that?
Yep.
I think so as well.
Yeah.
So, Nicosia, I know you said the field is wet and it might not affect them. Does Miami change their game plan?
I don't think so.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Even if Miami wins 21-14, you still at 35 points right there. And so I don't think it's going to be a 21-14 game.
The spread is, I believe, 18.5. It dropped down to 17.5 and back up to 18.5. So do you guys think that Miami is 17 points better than Virginia Tech?
Yes.
ACC opener. I believe so. What about you, Josh? I saved you for last because I already know what you're going to say.
I feel good about this game. We're excited for the opportunity. I think we're supposed to be getting some guys back from the injury report, so we'll see. We'll see.
So this is what I did. So I tried to think about worst case scenario, best case scenario, and what I like to call a bounce of ball situation. Okay, like somebody's running, the fumble goes VTech way, or somebody running, the ball goes Miami's way. So I said 30%. 30% off of what the projected score. So both of y'all said Miami should get their score. So 49 minus 21 minus 30% is about 6. If you do that, so this is saying that Miami is not playing a good game. 30% of their game plan is they're just out of whack. It still says they should win by 16.6 points. Do you agree?
Yeah.
So that's 2 TDs and a field goal.
Yeah.
Okay. So guys, everybody that's watching, everybody on here is pretty much sold on Miami winning by 17 points.
Yep.
Oh, God. Look at our defense looking stinky. So next game up is pretty much our funniest game of the night because there's so many people that either like this team, hate this team, or they're just old school, die-hard Alabama fans or they're Georgia fans. I hit the postie up. He also said that the weather is absolutely going to affect that game. It's Saturday at 7:30. So tell us a little bit about the weather in the coast. Is it going to affect it like you say it is, or is it just going to be a little bit?
So I looked it up because on immediate, just looking at it, like this storm is going to pass right through that area. It's going to pass right through Alabama, right through that Georgia area. But Tuscaloosa is, if I'm not mistaken, is in western Alabama, and that's where Alabama plays, right? So by 7:30 p.m. Saturday, they might be all right. You know, does Alabama play on grass too? I'm pretty sure they play on grass too, right?
Mm-hmm.
That field is going to be soaked.
Oh my God!
That field is going to be soaked.
So this is good information because that affects a lot of game planning. And for me personally, for what I've watched with Alabama, they're not the Alabama before where they like just hand the ball off and run the ball. They like the deep, explosive plays. That's what Georgia is really, 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 really good at stopping. Like you're not getting deep passes on it. So in your opinion, Coach, who does this game affect the most, or it doesn't matter at all? They're going to be two juggernauts going at it.
I think Georgia has an advantage now, in my opinion, because Miro and them like them deep throws. I think Miro is going. Georgia, because you said they're good at stopping those kind of plays. Yeah. I don't think they're going to run that. And on top of that, at the same time, because the field's going to be so wet, the run game is going to be weird too, in my opinion. And Miro's going to be trying to run all over the place. So I give the nudge to Georgia here, honestly.
What about you, Larry? Like on just outside looking in, weather is, let's just say the weather is not a factor. Who do you feel is the better team here?
Okay, so I'll say this. I don't see Alabama letting a wet field be a factor, because Alabama has all the money in the world to make some shake, right? Yeah. They got all the tools and gadgets to make some shake, and so I wouldn't put anything past them, to like, I wouldn't put nothing past them.
They probably get new grass.
Right. And so what I'll say is this. Georgia's having a hard time passing the ball this year. They're not what they were when they had Ladd McConkey and, Brock Bowers and stuff. Carson Beck don't have those security blankets that he had. And Alabama is guarding the pass very well, right? And so I think that right there, in a game like this, you get the third down and you cannot complete a pass. I think that's where, a drive killer is going to hurt Georgia. And Alabama beat Georgia last year. So, and Georgia lost a lot of talent. And so, and I like Kalen DeBoer. So I'm personally go with Alabama in this game.
Okay. I'll let you go, Josh. What you, because me and Josh are pretty much the same page, but I want to hear what he has to say.
Well, hearing the weather was interesting to see but I know they probably got a tarp. And so they, it's probably going to get wet during the game time part. But, I think Kirby's played Miro too many times. And, Kirby on defense, he that type of guy. I feel like Alabama, they're young a lot on offense. They're very young on offense. And so I think it's going to be a struggle for them to score. I got Georgia by 10 points in this game off the strength of the fact that this is a belt-to-ass tour for Georgia. You beat me and knocked me out of the playoffs in the SEC championship last year. I had to go play Florida State, and I beat them by 60. I came back around in my first game of the year, and I played Clemson, and they shouldn't have put them on the schedule against me. And Clemson's not a bad team, but this is week one, and I got an attitude because I didn't get in the playoffs last year. And so I'm about to beat your ass. And so now last week, 2 weeks ago, because they're coming off a bye.
Yeah.
They play like crap against Kentucky. And so everything that Kirby said in practice for the last 2 weeks has been gospel. Yep. Because you're doing that to coach's leisure. When you underperform, when you're a good team like that, you're doing extra stuff at practice. They're doing everything. So now what Larry said about the wide receivers is very true. Because one of Miami's wide receivers transferred to Georgia, and his stats hasn't been that well. He's just been a glorified blocker there. But, Alabama secondary has been better, but I don't think they've been SEC tested yet. And I think this might be the first game where they're tested. And I don't think they're going to go crazy because, like we said, the field might be a little red. But I think big plays, touchdowns, I think Carson Beck might – I wouldn't be surprised if Georgia's 7 for 11 on third down in this game. You know what I'm saying? Just because, you got a young secondary and they hitting on all cylinders in this game. So I just think Georgia's going to be extra prepared. A lot of motivation for them. I don't know if there's a lot of motivation for Alabama.
So basically what you just said was that Kirby Smart been at practice telling them that they all about to be playing at Pelican Bay if they don't get it right.
Yes. And so we got 2-1 Georgia. For me, I'm not batting an eye on Georgia. I don't care if this game was played in the Safari. I don't care if this game was played in the desert. I don't care if it was played in the swamp. I have Georgia up to 7, just off the strength of what Josh said, because you got to think about it. You know, football is politics. Football is narrative-based, even though people say it's not. It really is. And Georgia was on their way to a three-peat. I don't think anybody's done that. They lost to Alabama in a very, very close game by 4 points or 5 points, and didn't make the playoff. They put belt to ass to Florida State. We all saw a lot of those guys did not go to the draft, but Brock Bowers and Ladd McConkey. You don't think they have this game circled on their calendar? And before any Alabama fans is watching this chat or watching this stream, before you say we own Georgia, we're 5-1 against Georgia. No. Nick Saban.
Amen.
Yes, Kellen Moore has cost me money because I thought Dan Lanning was going to come back in and beat him, but this ain't Dan Lanning. This is the grandfather. Dan Lanning learned from Kirby Smart.
Yeah.
And it takes what's the saying? It takes a fool to learn from your own mistakes. He's gonna learn from what Dan Lanning did wrong, and what Kalen DeBoer is going to do. And Ryan Williams, he's an excellent talent. But if this is one of those games where you start questioning Ryan Williams. Is he looking funny in the light because he's got 2 catches for 10 yards? It ain't because he's bad. It's because he played Georgia, and you got Malachi Starks over there on that right side. So you're not throwing it over there. You're definitely not throwing it over there. And he's been there for 3 years, so you can go down the list of the great Alabama receivers that didn't get off on him. So whoever's lined up over there, you're done. Just take the under on that. So that being said, Milroe, let me see you run. The only thing I have to say as devil's advocate is Georgia's defensive line wasn't healthy the last 3 weeks. They've got to buy. Kirby even said, I think we're getting all our guys back. Now, even if he does, they haven't played all week. So are they going to play 10 plays, 17 plays, 20 plays? I know the starters played 57 snaps against Kentucky. That is a lot of snaps for a defensive tackle. Because they don't have a lot of snaps. So if they get them back and they can play 20 to 30 snaps or somewhere in there, they're going to beat Alabama. There's a reason why odds makers have Alabama as an underdog at this game because of all the factors that go into it. Now, is it a bad bet to take Alabama with the teaser? Absolutely not. I'm all in on Georgia. I said over the summertime when I saw the schedule, when Georgia goes to Alabama, I said, oh, don't even worry about it. I said, they don't care. And before we move on, I'm going to go over this because it's narrative-based. You got to look at the future schedule. If Georgia loses this game, they have to go to Texas. That could possibly be a loss. They got to go to Tennessee. That could possibly be a loss. They got to play Ole Miss. So that's 3 possible losses right there. So they can't afford. You have to look like I know people don't believe in that. It's certain like games and shit that it's just easy to pick because they can't afford to lose the game. Now there's one-offs where they do lose the game and their season's over. But if they lose this game, they have to beat Texas, they have to beat Tennessee, and they have to beat Ole Miss.
And they very well might do it, but they're losing one of those 3 games.
They're losing one of those. And I had them for 1 loss. If Alabama didn't look this good, I wouldn't even bat an eye on this game, but Alabama has looked good. I had them losing to either Texas or Ole Miss. Those are my games, but Tennessee's looking so good, you have to count for them. So before we move on, so Larry, you're going Alabama.
I'm going to Alabama, man.
Coach, where you going?
No, I might renege. I think I gotta go Alabama.
So Josh, what are you going, Josh?
Georgia.
I'm going 2-2. So we'll move on to that. So everybody has heard what opinions. It was split 2-2. I know for people that constantly listen, if you just want to listen to me and Josh, that's cool. I'm going Georgia. Josh is going Georgia. It wouldn't hurt to stay away. So you got all the information. So if you do lose, if Georgia does lose, you had two people that said take Alabama. So
either way it goes, they told you. We was on the show. Right answer was on the show.
All right, so we spent a lot of time on that. Another weather game. Clemson, Stanford. They play tomorrow at 7:30. That's South Carolina Hurricane. Do you know anything about football? Yeah, I thought so. Box. That's all you know. So, Nkosi, is any weather going to affect Clemson versus Stanford?
Yes.
The
prime area for like all the rain is going to be that corridor from Atlanta, and Clemson is not that far from Atlanta. It's right there.
Yeah,
I get it.
Unless this storm pick up some crazy speed and move out the way, because you said tomorrow night 7:30, right? Unless it move out the way, it's going to be a washout. And if it ain't a washout, that field is also going to be soaked. And then they're not going to have time to like do what Alabama may do, because Alabama got till Saturday to replace the field. Clemson not going to have that time.
Clemson play Saturday.
Saturday, 7:30.
Oh, they Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Saturday, 7:30.
That's a different story. If it was tomorrow night, washout. But if it's Saturday night, it might be a different story. That field might have time to recover.
But the field is going to be wet, right?
It's going to be wet.
Unless they pull a Alabama, like Larry was saying, it's probably going to be wet. Yeah.
Okay, so everybody's up here has played football, has watched football stuff. So when the field is wet, who does that affect the most, and who does it give the advantage? If you have two things to pick, what do you pick as the most advantage, and what do you pick as the most disadvantage? Stop it.
I think it takes away primarily the thing I think takes away a lot is the passing game. You can't cut up on them routes. At the same time, I'm not sure what Clemson's run game looks like as of recent. Either of these teams' run game looks like. You said it's what?
Maffa, the running back.
It looks good. It's good.
Oh, it's good.
And they're running the quarterback.
What kind of running back is he? Is he I'm a cut on a dime upfield?
No,
power back. Okay. So that's different. If you had like a Bijan Robinson or something like that, that just be cutting and cutting, this would not be to his advantage. But if you got a power back that just runs downhill and just
that's all he does. That's all they do.
Then honestly, I think Clemson's all right. If they can run the ball, they'll be all right.
So just going over it, Clemson is the number 13 team in the country in scoring offensive touchdowns. They average 5.3. So let's just call that 35. Stanford is number 92 in the country at 2 TDs offensive. So this doesn't have anything with your field goals, your pick sixes. This is offensive, because we want to know what your offense is doing, because you can't – when you're going in the game, there's no coach in the world that said we're going to get a pick six, we're going to get a fumble recovery, and count points. It's your offense that scores and wins. So what I'm doing is based on offense. Clemson 5.3, so 35, and Stanford 14. So that's right at 30. That's right at 21 if you subtract the difference. Do you think with the rain, does that take away from Clemson's offense, Nkosi, because the field is wet and they have a strong run game?
I don't think so. I think as long as this storm continues to move, I think they're gonna be all right.
All right, so I'm gonna bring up a stat for you. I'm gonna read off what Clemson's off rushing yards per game is. Clemson is averaging. They're the 37th team in the nation at 189 yards a game. They had 300 last week.
Damn.
They rolling right now.
They're rolling
that was on who? NC State?
And they got their defense isn't bad.
I mean, NC State's a Power 5, Power 4 program, but they stink, but still.
By name.
And let's see.
Stanford too. Like, yeah.
Exactly. Let's see. Stanford is. Let me find what they're giving up on the run. But some people's numbers are so inflated because, like, you can look up someone, they can't stop the run. Or excuse me, their pass numbers, their run defense looks really good because everybody's passing on them, and vice versa.
Yeah.
So Stanford, I can't find them.
Well, while you're looking for that, I'll say this. I think rain negatively affects players with the high-end tight calf muscles who running fast, who moving and juking and jiving and stuff. And the players who it benefits is the ones with those thick ankles and baseball, those bam bam calf muscles. They could just mush stuff all day because they're not really going nowhere. They're not losing no traction. I think, and to me, Clemson, even though they got smacked by Georgia, I didn't say, oh my gosh, their line is just getting washed out. They just got beat. I wouldn't say their line getting washed out. And now looking at Stanford, I can't say that Stanford's got a great line like they used to have.
Oh, I found it, Larry. So this is what I'm talking about inflation. I keep it downstairs. So Stanford is number 6 in the country in stopping the run. People only average 65 yards a game against them. Oh my God, T, why do you have a toboggan on? It's 200 degrees outside. So that's what I was talking about, inflation. However, this is funny. So they only give up 65 yards a game on the ground. So when you go to their pass defense, opponents pass yards per game. They're giving up 346 yards a game.
Oh my goodness!
And they're coming in high off that last game where they got to win. They weren't supposed to win.
So what do you, for all my football minds, Larry? You coach football. What do you say against? What do you? Is that fool's gold? Well, we can't run on them, so we got to pass on them. Or it's just you can do whatever you want. The pass is setting up the run.
With that many pass yards, you can't tell what that run defense is like because, like you were basically saying earlier, if I know I can throw for 300 on you, why am I running the ball?
Why am I running the ball? 300.
Why?
So they give up 346 on average. They gave up 339 the last game. So the average is right there. So with that being said, the spread for that game is 20.5. So do you guys think that Clemson will beat Stanford by 20.5? With the teaser, it's 14, I believe.
I like the teaser. I'll take it up to 17.5.
So, oh my God, Army belt to ass, 14-0 already. So what do you think, Larry? 21 is the spread is 21.5. Larry, do you think Clemson will beat Stanford by 21.5? So that's 22 points. What is your number for Clemson to beat Stanford by?
I think they'll beat them. Yeah, I can hear you. I think they'll beat them by roughly. I think they'll beat them by at least 17. So I could definitely see. I can definitely see 21.
What about you, Nicole? What just based on all the information you heard, what do you think?
Before I say that, I just want to note this real quick. I just looked up some specific forecasts for Clemson. Tomorrow, the main campus is expected to receive 8 to 10 inches of rain, wind gusts of about 50 miles per hour, starting tonight.
So,
but I also saw a tweet too by one of the on-campus guys that said Clemson has been receiving a lot of rain, but Death Valley is draining pretty well. Meaning, by Saturday night, the field being wet may not be a terrible problem. So remind me what you was asking me again with that in mind.
So with that in mind, do you think Clemson wins between 17 and 21 against Stanford?
I think it's gonna be close. I would say yes. I would say not the game's gonna be close. I would say winning by 17.
Oh, okay, yeah. So okay, cool. Moving on, and we'll come back. Josh, we'll come back for the teaser. We pretty much know what we're going to do. So everybody's saying from 17 to 21. Clemson, I agree. Moving along. Bro, this shit is so funny. I'm gonna wait till he gets his camera together. Larry, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, there he is. All right.
Yeah, talk to me.
Oh my God. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have got to the segment that pretty much everybody is waiting for. Everybody talks about. So Larry is a nutcase, and we're going to talk about.
That's crazy to call somebody a nutcase.
So Larry texted me. He said, "Hey man, what's the odds on Colorado winning this week?" I said, "It's kind of crazy, but I'll look it up." I said, "If you put 100 down, I think it'll win you like $400 or $500." He said, "Bro, put it down for me." I said, "Larry, let me give you some information." He said, "Nah, bro, put it down for me." I said, "Larry, let me give you some information." He said, "Nah, bro, put it down for me." I said, "Larry, if you want to make a donation, Tiki needs some shoes. Rory needs some clothes. That
we need some merch here. We told y'all we need some merch.
Yeah, that can go to some merch. You want to just donate $100 to FanDuel. So what I'm going is everybody. Larry has picked Colorado to beat.
He put 100 up.
He put 100 up, and I'm going to do it on the show after we get finished with this segment. I haven't even put the bet in yet. I want to see it live. I'm going to put the $100 bet
plus
in
400
for UCF to lose to Colorado. So before I let Larry talk, this game is in Florida, so I'm going to let Nkosi go first. Is the weather going to affect this game like it did last week? I think it was raining a lot in Colorado because I know Colorado had to leave early. They had to leave like
rain the whole game.
It's going to rain the whole game.
3:30.
3:30. UCF is in Orlando, right?
Yeah.
In Orlando.
So, I'll let you take the floor, Nkosi. What are we doing here?
I mean, the weather's not going to be. It's not going to be. If the game was today or tomorrow, then we'd be talking about weather impacts. I don't think it's going to be as much of an issue on Saturday. Field might be wet, but I would anticipate that by then they handle that. So
see what I'm saying? See, chat. Everybody, all these weather people are tweeting. They're getting you to bet one side, and it's going to affect the total of the game. You're hearing right here from the guy. He's like, "Man, that's just not going to matter." So, because I know, I'm looking at, okay, it's raining. That's going to slow. So now I got to back off what I still think UCF is going to win. I still think Larry's a nutcase. But the weatherman said.
Are you sure about that shit?
Bro, if
I need your point. I need your points analysis.
Bro,
can they score?
I did it. So this
is
here
we go. Tell me.
Okay.
Break it out to me. I need
okay.
This
was one of the games.
He put $100 up.
I took. I did not take UCF with the spread just because of the numbers. Okay, so I try to stay away from teams that kind of got. I call it a moving scale. One game they scored 3 TDs. The next game they score 5. So that means you're capable of scoring 5, but your floor is 3. So UCF, their average is 5.5 touchdowns a game. So if just what would you rather go, Larry? Would you rather go up or down for that? Would you rather go to 6 or would you rather go to 5 for that?
Go up. Go up. That's fine.
Okay, so that's 6. So 7 times 6 is 42. So if you're going to do that, I'm going to give Colorado averages. If people are scoring 6 on them, they're scoring 5. So 7 times 5 is 35. That's 42 to 35. The spread on this game is 14.5. Right?
That's too much.
Now, if you do the regular, just what they average is 5.5. So UCF averages 5.5 times 7 minus Colorado averages 3.3 times 7. That just alone with that is 15.4. 15 point. The spread is 14.5. So it's right there. So if the numbers are saying that UCF is going to win by at least 15. But me, I like to do the 30%. If you do 30% or minus the 30%, it's saying they only win by 10. The spread's 14.5. So
that Nebraska game is messing up the numbers.
You said what?
That Nebraska game is messing up the numbers.
They can score.
I'm wondering, because I'm thinking in my head, I don't think UCF can score as much as Colorado can. If this becomes a shootout,
UCF if it becomes a shootout, I'm favoring Colorado. UCF settle down. Still not picking them, but I mean Colorado. So Larry, I'll let you take the floor from there. Why are you just so delusional?
One, Colorado is not scoring less than 25 points. That's a given. Right? Yeah. Nebraska was something different, right? Mm-hmm. Now, I say this is for the weather. Like I said, Alabama is definitely going to make that field dry because they got a quarterback that can run. If I'm UCF, I'm trying to keep that field waterlogged. because them boys is on the outside for Colorado. Them boys is getting it, boy, and they gonna be back in their home state.
Everybody Jimmy Horn, old team. This is old team.
Travis from Florida, Jimmy Horn from Florida, Tay Wester from Florida.
Played at UCF.
You might be on to something, Larry. You might be
on. That's what I said. Hold on.
Play that USF. Right, and so now let's talk about it. UCF, do you know what their defense like against the pass?
Okay,
it's not very good.
It's not.
They average like 1 sack a game. So against Colorado, they're gonna get more than that. They say they're gonna get 3. Shedeur is not rattled by getting sacked 3 times. He got sacked 8 times the past couple weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. 3 sacks, he's shrugging that off, man. He getting sacked while throwing touchdown. Come on. Ooh. So now let's really talk about it. I don't think UCF is going to be set up to stop Colorado. I think Colorado scores 30 points at least in this game.
Okay, Larry, just to pick you, not to cut you off, let me go ahead and give you the numbers. UCF, there's 134 teams in college football in the FBS. UCF is ranked 120 out of 134. They give up 310 yards a game, and they gave up 402 the last game, the last FBS game they played. So it doesn't count. So let's see what they're. So
Colorado, I'm sold.
So they gave up 402 yards to TCU.
Mm-hmm. And so
Colorado terms, that's 600 yards.
Exactly, bro. Shedeur about to have a career game. But anyway, so let's look at Nebraska. So how was Nebraska so different? Nebraska is a big team. They bullied. They bullied CU.
They did.
UCF is in Florida, and they're not University of Florida or Miami. That's where the big boys are going to down there, right? Yeah. Or they're going to damn Georgia. Like, so I don't see UCF just having a size advantage, pause, down there to where they just running through pause again. But like I'm saying, now no did. So like I'm saying, them ain't no diddlers over there. And so now you look at on the defensive side of the ball for Colorado, we got Chidozie back. I don't know if y'all know Chidozie, but he's the block bully. Mm-hmm. That boy is the strongest person in Colorado's program. If you go on to watch Well Off Media like I do every single day, That boy putting up some crazy numbers on that bench and on that squat, and he is back. He's in the one. He is back. Last year, Colorado had a damn defensive end that transferred in from Dartmouth playing the one tech for them. He's not playing the one tech no more. They got real one techs and real threes now. And so we can stop the run. Oh, also, thank you. I didn't think Nakai Hill Walker was as good as he's been playing.
And also, Larry,
he's been playing great.
Yeah.
KJ Jefferson doesn't scare nobody. Nobody. He can't throw the ball. He can run.
He can.
They're running back, though. RJ Harvey is solid.
Now the running back is good.
He averaging at like 150 a game.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's not going to be a running back game.
Yeah, that's if Colorado could get out and just blow them away with the pass and get to an early lead, RJ Harvey's going to be irrelevant because they ain't going to be able to run the ball. They're going to have to pass. And like you said, KJ Jefferson.
So just to put into perspective of UCF, defenses that are better than UCF, Ohio, Boise. We see Boise give it up. I've watched App State give it up.
Hold on. App State defense is better than UCF's?
Yes.
I don't need to hear anymore.
I've watched. The only teams that are worse than UCF are Georgia Southern, Navy, South Florida, James Madison, Stanford, Washington State, and Ball State, Kent State. We know they stink. Let's go to total defense. Total defense.
Pick.
Oh, all right. Total defense. Opponent yards per game. Oh, my God. So, UCF. Total defense. Okay, I'm scrolling. So, they're right in the middle pack. They're like 65. So, I guess nobody's running on them. Everybody's just throwing on them.
And how many receivers? Exactly. And so, how many receivers does UCF have that's actually dangerous that get the ball?
I don't know anybody on UCF. I just know that.
They got one guy.
I think they're just better staffed than Dion. That's the reason I'm picking them.
They got one guy, and who gonna be over top of him the whole game? You tell me.
Travis Hunter.
Well, I like both y'all corners. I like both corners in Colorado this year. The guy opposite Travis ain't no horse.
He's not, but you got Heisman over him.
Okay.
Making Heisman plays, too.
Just for time's sake, Larry, you don't want the points. You're taking money line.
I'm taking the money line.
All right. Money line. All right. So, y'all.
Taking the money line.
Just so you know that Larry is not bullshitting. Larry is not bullshitting.
Somebody Cash App ship 100. I might be with Larry. I do it myself over here. Larry, I'm riding with you, bro. Colorado money line. I don't need no points.
Hey, I bought 4 pairs of these last weekend. I'm about to get my money back right now.
You are. I feel good about this.
We're going to go, everybody look, we're going to go $100.
Shit, please do not post your last 4.
I do not care about that card right if you're a degenerate like that, you got a problem. All right, so we've already just dropped 100 in. That's Larry's cash. We're going to go down to Colorado. Okay, we're going to go down to Colorado, UCF. What time is that game?
1:30.
Ooh, it's the middle of the game. I could get drunk and watch that game. And
I think it's 1:30.
It's at 3:30.
Oh, might be 1:30 your time.
Yeah, 2:30. Yeah.
2:30.
So everyone sees 100 to win 400. Larry's doing it on live. He's telling you to take Colorado money line, which is crazy.
Headache gang, baby. We in there.
It's not crazy shit. I'm taking it too.
The bet
I'm
is
25. I do 25 to 100.
Me, everybody, I'm not taking it, but I am taking the points. So if Larry is that confident, he's that confident. He might be stressing out. I'm getting 14 points. So I get to crack open my beer.
You're not beating them by 14 points.
And I get to say, go Colorado.
Bro, with the teaser, it's plus 21 shit?
Yes.
Okay, we need to wrap this up.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna go buy a pair of Jordans on Saturday afternoon.
Okay, so now we're gonna we're going to get to our segment we like to call Belt to Ass segment, okay? Who is getting belt to ass this week? So we got a couple options. Ohio State and Michigan State. The spread is, I believe, 24.5, and I don't think it's enough. What do y'all believe? Do y'all think Ohio State will beat, just numbers-wise, Ohio State averages 7 touchdowns a game. Michigan State averages 2.
Says it right there.
The spread is 24.5.
Don't care. Bring the belt out.
What is Texas and Mississippi State spread?
Yo, that is shit. It's 38.5. That is an SEC, bro. God damn.
They got families.
That's too many fucking points, brother. Like, damn, bro. That's an SEC football team, bro.
Hey, Ship. Mississippi State should go to what conference?
They need to go to the fucking ACC, goddammit. They need to take that.
The Mountain West.
The Mountain West. They need to go to the AAC.
So
my boy said they need to go to the Mountain West.
Man, Toledo beat them by 20 plus.
Bro, Toledo's good though. Toledo's good though.
They that solid?
They're solid. Man, but only thing that's stopping me is I'm just waiting for the bad Archie Manning game. It's coming.
That was last week.
You think so? Shit, I wouldn't call that a bad game. That was a fucking decent game.
Archie Manning was trash last. He threw 2 interceptions.
Yeah, but fuck. Bro,
on the first drive, he threw a pick, didn't he?
He did. He
was throwing that thing like this is his last game playing. He's like, I'm about to get all of these out.
All right. So, Liberty plays Appalachian, and the numbers say Liberty by at least 8. Fresno plays UNLV, and we already see what they got going on. They got the starting quarterback sitting out. They got the running back sitting out. So it's like, what is Fresno has not lost us a single game with the spread or when we picked them.
We've been on Fresno since Monday. We didn't care about UNLV's quarterback. Now it's just an incentive.
Ooh, y'all should have. Imagine if you placed that bet on Sunday or early Monday.
I placed it on Monday.
We placed it on Monday before it even came out. We had
it was plus. It was plus. Yeah, it was plus
3.5. We got it at 10 with the teaser. So
plus 10.
What is it now?
Money line. It's a pick'em.
It's a pick'em now.
I didn't care. I didn't care what it was when it started. So I'm gonna go through these games. We're about to start wrapping it up.
I think it might be Fresno State -3.
No. It's still 1.5.
Is it okay? I'm about to say.
Right. So, Nicole's, we always end like this. I go over the teaser, like the points, what it looks like with the teaser. We get them all in a pool, and then I go back through it. What is the 6 or 5 that everybody can agree on? So, Miami minus 10.5. Does everybody agree with that? That Miami will beat Virginia Tech by 10.5.
Yeah.
Clemson minus 14.5, or Stanford plus 28.5, or leave it alone.
So Stanford plus 28.5 sound kind of good, but
you said what?
Stanford plus 28.5 sounds kind of good.
Fuck, no, I ain't taking that shit. Not the way Clemson be putting belt to ass.
Clemson been putting belt to ass, bro.
This is true. I would definitely say the Clemson 14.
What about you, Nicole?
Clemson gonna win by 14.
So with 14.5, that's 15, 16, 17.
That's fine.
You said the spread was what for Clemson?
For the teaser, it's 14.5. So that means they have to win by 15 or more.
Oh, I think they're gonna do that. Yeah.
All right. Does everybody agree with that? We'll come back to everybody loves it. Okay, moving on. James Madison versus Ball State. I'm gonna say Ball State is probably last in every statistical defensive category in college football. Just giving a little bit of information. James Madison is coming off a 70-point game. They're playing Ball State. It's very bad.
Against Carolina. You got to mention that. They scored 70 on Carolina at Carolina.
With their quarterback, also, this is a prime, for me, devil's advocate, if we try to do the show, this is a prime example of coming off a big-ass win. They're not going to lose the game, but going to the next game struggling because they scored 70. Everybody's going to be on against Ball State because I said this Ball State is one of the worst teams in college football. So with that being said, do you think it's a letdown game or do you think they covered the 13.5? So they have to win by 2 touchdowns or 2 touchdowns. JMU.
I think JMU is gonna cover that spread and some more simply because I don't think their goal was just to beat UNC by a whole bunch or score a whole bunch against UNC. Those boys got bigger goals over there.
Yeah.
Like JMU had a good season last year. They got plans with this 12-team playoff and a group of 5 team get in and stuff like. They got big plans.
I think Gardner Webb gave James Madison enough of a scare for them to realize that they can't slack off no more. So. Yeah.
This is why we like guest speakers because they give you their mind. You know, it's not just one-sided. And I was like thinking of that. I agree. All right, so we got that on there. Didn't really go over the information. Indiana put belt to ass to Charlotte last week. They're playing Maryland. So would you rather take Indiana to win the game or Maryland plus 14? Before you answer, I'm going to say Indiana is averaging 6 TDs a game, so that's 42, and Maryland's averaging 28 points a game.
This game is at Maryland, correct?
No, sir, at Indiana.
And we just got to pick them to win the game?
Pick them to win again or Maryland plus 14.
Well, you know what side I'm on.
So what about you, Larry?
I'm taking Indiana. I like the way this program has been trending in the past couple of years.
This is the old J.M. Madison staff.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Nicole? Or you have no feel for this game?
I don't, but like Indiana be putting up numbers. So
they got a good coach and a good quarterback. They're on the up trajectory.
The next one up, 3:30. I think Larry's already convinced us. Central Florida -7 or Colorado plus 21.
Plus 21.
21. Shit, the way Larry, that's one of my favorite picks.
That's the best pick of the weekend.
All right, Larry, you got us the fucking first time. You bet. Listen here, your ass is gonna have.
Hey man, I'm bringing up man.
All right, moving along. Oh my God, skipping right over Florida State SMU. Nebraska -3 or Purdue plus 17. Purdue is probably the worst statistical team next to Ball State in every single category.
Nebraska coming off a loss. Football team. I can't stand how that quarterback is just like Pat Mahomes, though. It's kind of weird.
So do you think
that shit's weird?
That's so weird, bro.
-3 Nebraska or Purdue plus 17.
Nebraska.
I agree. Okay, moving along. I already know how Josh feels. All right, so this one is a very conflicted game for me because this game right here is going to be either a blowout or it's going to be a close one. It's not going to be they're going to win by the spread easily. Lamb box. Hey, everybody that watched the chat, what did we tell you? Take CeeDee Lamb
ladder.
Oh my God, what's the flag? Don't start. Don't you start.
Hey
man, something about Nebraska. That boy Matt Rule knew how to coach some college football, man. I tell
you. For all summer, Larry, bro, that's why I couldn't let you come off that pick. That's why I'm not mad at Colorado because I didn't pick them to win that game in May. Like I knew Matt, bro. We didn't hear from Matt Rule. Matt was in the lab. They building facilities. I seen the videos. That shit look crazy up there in Nebraska. Then one of the kids I coached at AAU, he transferred from UNC Charlotte to Nebraska. And I'm talking to him, man, what the hell are you doing in Nebraska? He like, bro.
Yeah.
Like
all right. So Ole Miss -8.5 or Kentucky plus 22.5. So Kentucky played Georgia tough. So everybody's looking at that game. Ole Miss scores, man. Kentucky can't score, but it's just something about this game. So I'm gonna read your numbers. Ole Miss is number 4 in the country, 6 touchdowns a game. That's 42 points. Kentucky is number 92 with 2 TDs, but they scored 4 last week. So, and Ole Miss scored 6. So 6 times 7 is 42. 7 times 4 is 28. So they're either going to win by 21 plus or they're going to win by 11. The spread with the teaser is Kentucky plus 22.5 or Ole Miss minus 8.5.
Ooh,
you know what?
You said what?
What?
Go ahead.
What's Kentucky's worst loss this year?
South Carolina 30-6.
Nasty.
Okay, I think Jackson Dart is one of them men.
Yeah.
So I would honestly go with the Ole Miss because
too.
even though after Kentucky only lost by 1 or whatever to Georgia, I would think that they would stand tall on defense. I can't say that they would do that, and also I think Georgia was got caught peeking ahead.
Yes. And I think I went on the show and said that Kentucky always plays Georgia tough.
You did say that.
You did.
I said that. So we'll go over 8.5. Moving along on where we at? Oregon minus 18.5. UCLA plus 32.5.
You said Oregon plus how much?
Oregon to win by 8.5. And UCLA to lose by 32.
Sheesh.
UCLA kind of trash.
Trash.
They are.
They're going to lose by at least 17. So we'll go Oregon.
Yeah.
My favorite play of the week is Notre Dame to win versus Notre Dame money line or use Louisville plus 13.5. So the reason why I said this on the last show, the reason why I said Notre Dame, because if they want to go to the playoffs, I mean, they need every team to be ranked, and they need to beat them. So that Louisville stats are better than Notre Dame. Their offensive stat, I looked it up, but this is one of those games. I don't throw the stats out the window. I don't care. So what do y'all have to say? Louisville plus 12.5 or Notre Dame minus money line?
I'm on Notre Dame money line.
Louisville is sneaking around right now, so I haven't really got to make a real thought about them. But I like Marcus Freeman though, so I'm gonna go Notre Dame.
What about you, Coach? Any weather for that game?
Possibly, yeah. This is Saturday.
It's in Notre Dame, not in Louisville.
Oh, it's in Notre Dame.
So it shouldn't be.
I don't know, man. I don't have faith in Notre Dame this year.
Me either, but I think it's a narrative-based game right here. I really do.
Yeah, and also if Notre Dame wins this game, they're not going to the playoff. They only got USC left.
Well, if they want to get a chance, they got to win this game.
They got it. That's true, but it's over for them.
Helmets to the left, shoulder pass to the right. They lose this game.
Yeah. If Notre Dame loses the game, helmet to shoulder pass to the left, pads to the right. Your season over.
Hey, it's gonna be a lot of CPAs coming out of there. A lot of
y'all.
Shout out, hey, not to cut the show short, but shout out to everybody that's texting me. Shout out to Lydia. We told y'all CeeDee Lamb box. Shout out to Anna. CeeDee Lamb box. Everybody that placed a ticket that listened to me, I told you take CeeDee Lamb, DeMarcus, Keith, my chats. CeeDee Lamb box. I told you what it was. What I said to Josh on the phone. I said I expect CeeDee Lamb in that box by 9:22. It is 9:11. It's 9:11, so he got in that box before 9:22. All right, moving along. Penn State minus 11.5. Illinois plus 25.5.
Repeat that.
Penn State minus 11.5, Illinois plus 25.5.
Penn State kind of play with their food a little bit.
Oh, that football was out.
Hey, It looked like he was down.
Yeah, they have been playing with their food, but I think they're back on track.
I think this is a classic get right game. I think because Illinois is coming in riding high. Penn State, I mean, they beat a bunch of inferior opponents, and people are doubting them. And this is one of my favorite playoff picks. James Franklin, I know he's not losing this game. He don't lose to these guys. Only people he loses to is Michigan and fucking Ohio State. He definitely not losing to Michigan. Definitely not losing to Michigan this year. But the only team he loses to is Ohio State and Michigan. So I think we'll go 11.5 just to speed up. Wisconsin, USC. It didn't get the click I wanted to get. We'll get right. This that mama ass whooping, the grandma.
There it is. There it
is. Wisconsin.
Get a good one for the clip.
Wisconsin. USC is going to put that belt to that ass.
Oh my God, bro! I am
so moving along. USC 9 and with the teaser 9. Okay, next one up before we end it up. Georgia +6 or Alabama +8.
This is sketch. Because if I'm not taking anybody +6.
I'm not taking anybody plus nothing. I'm either taking you in or that's it.
I don't like either of these, bro.
Okay, so you guys heard it here first. We're not going to put Georgia, Alabama on the teaser because whoever you feel is going to win, they're going to fucking win. The other team is just going to lose by the teaser. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So we'll move on. Ohio State -16.5. Or Michigan. Okay, bet. All right, so we'll go ahead and condense. These down. We want to give our favorite 6 that everybody on the show. We also going to add Liberty +3.5 and Fresno. Fresno right now 7.5. I mean +9. So going back down the line, this is picks that everybody has to agree on that we'll put out, and then we'll wrap the show up. So we get back to this game. So I know one that everybody agrees on. Colorado +21. Cool. So Clemson +14.5, Liberty +3.5, Miami 10.5. Nebraska -3, Ole Miss -8.5. Fresno +9, Oregon +8, -18.5, Notre Dame to win, Penn State to win by 11.5, USC -9. So out of those picks, what do you like the most?
So we got Colorado.
Got Colorado.
USC.
I love USC. That's my favorite pick.
Yeah, I like USC. All right, I'll let somebody else choose the next one.
What do you like, Kosi? What are you feeling?
I can't say I'm feeling Notre Dame to win, so that's off.
Yeah,
we won't do that. I don't know if anyway. What else? What are you feeling?
I forgot what the options were again. My bad.
We got Clemson, you got Liberty, you got James Madison, Indiana.
Clemson is definitely one.
I like that one.
Yeah.
That's 3. Larry.
James Madison.
That's 4. I like that one as well too. So we got Nebraska left, Ole Miss left, Oregon left, Penn State.
Nebraska.
Oregon.
I like Oregon.
We have Ohio State left too.
I'm gonna take Nebraska and Ohio State.
Oregon was what to beat UCLA, right?
By 18.5, so they got to win by 21 basically.
Okay.
Yeah, so they got to really put belt to ass.
Yeah.
All right, so I like Ohio State, bro. I love Ohio State.
They're gonna beat
Nebraska, and Cornhuskers.
And we got Michigan -3 versus Minnesota.
So you got Ohio State, Colorado, Clemson, USC, James Madison, Nebraska.
And Nebraska. There it is. Okay. So that is our nobody wants to add Miami. We can only do 6. It's 11.5. I mean 10.5.
I mean, we'll have plenty other ones where Miami will be on.
All right, so that's a second. We'll post that. But for the show purposes, everybody, I'll say it really slow because I know some people do like to write it down, even though they don't pay attention. I posted on the page. James Madison, 13.5. Colorado, plus 21. Nebraska, -3. USC, -9. Ohio State, -16.5. What was that, 5 or 6, Josh? That's 5. And Clemson, -14.5 is our official, we told you all week, ticket number 1. And we're going to wrap it up from there. I appreciate everybody that's tuned in. You saw the live bet that Larry put in. So he's going to have to answer for his foolishness on the show on Monday. We appreciate Nikos for coming on, giving us some weather updates and his football knowledge. If you don't know, follow Weather Coast.
Follow him on Insta. On Twitter.
Follow Law Dog. Follow me and Josh. Like, subscribe, and share. We appreciate everybody that tuned out to the show. We'll holler at y'all. Let's get this money. Consecutive week. Let's get this money.
Back to back. No Drake.
All right, y'all.